Good morning, everyone. Happy fall. Welcome back to my channel for another garden tour. So today I'm going to be doing my September walk around, and I know y'all, it has been a minute since I filmed anything garden related. I just really needed to take a break from YouTube, you guys. After the tornado hit, it really took a toll on me mentally. So I just needed to take a step back, take some time, get myself together. I actually filmed a video for you guys showing you all of the damage that happened in the backyard. But when I went to edit it and listen back, I just couldn't bring myself to post it because my attitude, my tone, just my demeanor throughout the whole video was not the kind of content that I want to put out on my channel. So I may or may not insert some clips to show you guys what the damage looks like back there, but today I really just want to give you guys an update on what the front yard is looking like. I literally have not been out here since July, so needless to say, I have not hand watered anything. Also, my drip system has been off since July, so everything has been living off of Mother Nature and rainwater. So I'm just asking you guys to give me a little bit of grace. I also will not be showing my face in this video because I am in the middle of deep conditioning my hair right now. So let's go ahead and get into the tour. All right, so I'm going to start here on my walkway, which I don't normally do, but I figure I'd switch things up for this video. This right here is my gigantic Sun and Substance hosta, and she is hanging in there, y'all. Like, she has been through it. She has a lot of broken stems, a lot of wilted stems, but she's doing her thing. So this is actually the only plant that I did do some maintenance on right after the storm. I came in and cut back her bloom stalks. But yeah, you guys, this is just... I have no words. Anyway, we're moving on. Next beside her, I have my euonymus, which is doing phenomenal. I just have some stems I need to come in and just trim back and give this bush a nice shape. But I just love the contrast of the variegated foliage here. And then moving on down here, look at this, y'all. This is the leftover sun patient that I had from my front garden border planting, and this was a small 4-inch pot earlier this spring. Like, look how massive this has gotten. Love, love, love the foliage on this. Like, look at the orange blooms. They look phenomenal. The foliage still looks amazing. So yeah, y'all, I again have not turned on my drip. I have not watered these. This has just been loving all the rain that we've gotten. Same thing for these two down here. These are two mums that I planted last fall in 4-inch pots. Look how massive they've gotten just in 1 year, you guys. Like, this is crazy. I just love all of the color when you first walk up to my walkway. My mums are in full bloom, perfect in time for fall, so loving that for me. Moving around, swinging around the corner here, I have some leftover vinca from my front tree ring planting. They have been doing great. They've been blooming all season. I don't know why the ones under the tree are not doing as well, but they've been loving their life. I do have a dianthus tucked in down here and another one over here that is struggling. I got both of them on clearance. Just tucked them in there for now, but I will need to relocate them to the backyard because I don't think they're getting enough sun here to perform, and they're also getting shrouded out. So probably will relocate those next spring. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to it this fall, but we will see. And then here in the base of my planter, I have some dahlias that are trying to hang in there, you guys. It looks like I'm starting to get some new buds and some new foliage flushing out. The old foliage looks terrible. I think I had a bad case of spider mites in here at one point. It was so dry, y'all. Again, I have not been out here to water at all. So I have a few blooms that are left, and this one really got hit with the heat and it's trying to come back, you guys. So it looks like half of it is dead and the other half is doing okay. Here is what the blooms should look like. So, so pretty. So yeah, we'll see how those hang in for the next couple of weeks or so here. I did cut back my 2 hanging baskets. I had 2 Super Tuner Bordeaux planted in here, so I gave them a harsh prune back. Ooh, I want to say like over a month ago, so I'm not sure if they're going to rebound. But actually, you guys, these 2 hanging pots were the only pots that were not phased at all in the storm. Like, all my other pots were completely blown over. Fortunately, none of them cracked, but yeah, this was standing perfectly fine, basket still intact. So it's just a really bizarre freak storm. Anywho, moving along, down here I have my trio of daylilies, which are done blooming for the season. Need to come in and clean that up. And then in this pot here, y'all, I didn't even realize, but But this is still sitting in the original nursery can. I never ever like took it out and actually planted it in this pot. So this one has been fried and is struggling. This is a mum that I got last year. It's actually 3 colors. So you guys, I really wasn't planning on gardening today, but I think I'm gonna come in at least get this potted and trimmed back so it can flush out next month, hopefully. And then beside that, I have my blue spruce doing great. Love the color, that icy blue texture it provides here. And then look at my autumn joycetum, you guys. Oh, it is so pretty. Like, this is my showstopper right now. I love seeing this every fall. These are 2 plants that I got on clearance 2 years ago. So this is their 2nd season and they're just doing phenomenal. You guys, I need more of these around my garden. I'm going to step back so you guys can see the front border. These are all sun patience that I planted earlier this spring from 4-inch pots, and y'all, these have just been a showstopper all season long. They've been doing perfectly fine. I have not been out here to water them. This entire bed is on drip, but the drip has been turned off the entire season. So everything is doing great except for my little shines back here. Yeah, they're not doing too hot. And also my salvia took a hit during the really, really hot months, but it's starting to flush back out now that the temperatures are starting to drop down. So yeah, and then I think what did I have planted here? I think this was stock that I got on clearance from Walmart. That is trying to come back as well. But yeah, y'all, I'm just so impressed with these sun patience. I definitely will be repeating these again next year. I like that it's a different switch up from my normal begonias that I plant. I just loving all of this color. Like, I don't even need to do anything for fall. I might tuck in a pumpkin right there just to fill in that hole, but other than that, what is there to do? So anywho, beside Miss Rosie here, I do have my anemone, which is in full bloom. She did get blown over in the storm, but I just am gonna let her do her thing, y'all. I'm just kind of like over the gardening season already. I'm so sorry to say that, but I've just had so much going on, and when that storm hit, it was like the worst timing for me. So anywho, I have a boxwood that is still sitting here that needs to be transplanted to the backyard. Behind that, I do have a hydrangea tucked in, which I got 1 bloom on this year, you guys. I do have the ridiculous coleus tucked in here as well as in front. It is in bloom. So I love the purple color of the bloom stalks on these, you guys. I am going to cut them back after they're done blooming. I don't normally let my coleus bloom, but I just love the purple on these. So I know it looks a little messy for now. I'm gonna let it stay for the next couple of weeks, and then I'll come in and cut them back. And ooh, y'all, look at this weed. Yeah, I need to come in here and clean up. In the center here, I have my lungwort still doing amazing. And then swinging around this way, I have another boxwood that needs to be transplanted. This is the 3rd dianthus that I had picked up on clearance from Walmart that I will need to relocate to the backyard. And then I have another, what is this? I can't remember the name. I think this is the City Line Mars hydrangea. So it looks like it got a little bit sun scorched. Also has not been watered properly and is a little bit iron deficient. And then behind that, I have an autofrost hosta. And then I have my tater tot arbovitae. No, this is a little, I think that's a little giant arbovitae ball. Have some dead that I need to clean out of there, it looks like. My boxwood is doing well. And then I still have my little cryptomeria back there. That's a dwarf cryptomeria, another boxwood, and then my other little giant arbovitae back there. So yeah, y'all, that is what the front garden bed is looking like. When I tell y'all I have not done anything, but I really have not seen the need really to come out here and do much. I've only seen maybe 3 weeds that I need to pull in this front bed. My lamb's ear over here is doing phenomenal. My arbovitae, y'all remember I was scared I was going to lose this tree. It is doing amazing. It's put on another foot of growth. It is now almost past my roof here, so I'm excited this year I can actually put some Christmas tree lights on this tree. Let's go up onto my front porch. And then up here on my patio, I'm not even going to walk back there just because it looks crazy, but I'll run through the plants really quickly for you guys. This one on the right is my gardenia tree that I got on standard. This one was toppled all the way down the hill and completely uprooted from its pot during the storm. My boyfriend did just come here and like plop it back in the pot. We didn't even bother like really planting it. It's just sitting in there, so it does need to be restaked and potted correctly, which I will do after this video. I did just water everything right before I started filming, so this hydrangea here will start to perk up in the next couple of hours. But I have 4 hydrangeas that I dug up from underneath my window in my shade garden earlier this season, so they're just sitting in pots waiting to relocate to the backyard. Okay, so I'll bring you all closer. Say hey to Jaxley, everybody. Jaxley just turned 11 on the 30th of August, so he is just enjoying his little chair. Y'all know this is his spot. Anywho, this is a hydrangea that I picked up on clearance from Walmart last year. It did come back for me, and this one completely dropped all of its leaves. It is super heat stressed, but it is starting to flush out with a bunch of new leaves. If you guys can see all the buds on the stems. So I'm just gonna let this thing do its thing, and I'll move it into the garage to overwinter. I'm not even gonna bother cutting off the blooms because I don't want to risk cutting off next year's blooms. As you can see, I've got some buds sitting down in here, which this one is getting a case of powdery mildew, so I will come in and treat that. And then down here I have my hibiscus, which just put out a bloom this morning. So pretty. I have another bud getting ready to open here, so I think now that the temperatures are starting to cool down and I'm back to watering regularly, my plants will get some reprieve and I can enjoy them at least for another month or so. We have a really long growing season here in North Carolina, fortunately, so I can still enjoy some of my blooms. Back here I have 2 hydrangeas on standard in pots, which this one over here I think is the worst case of powdery mildew. Yeah, so I definitely need to come in and just give this one a nice cut. I'll let it regrow next year. And then my 2 hydrangeas down here, also heat stressed. I will be moving these into my garage. So yeah, y'all, that is pretty much it for my front porch. I do plan on moving all of this into the garage and then redecorating for fall, so stay tuned for that. And then here's what everything is looking like in my mailbox bed. Not too much to look at because again, I haven't been watering, you guys, but I do have some calibrachoa that's trying to come back. I have my fluffy gold arborvitae in my pots doing well. This is a barberry down here. And then I have my abelia as well, which you can see the bees are still loving it. I have 2 Carissa hollies tucked in the back. And then around on this side, I have another fluffy gold arborvitae, which I need to come in and just clean out, you guys. All of this brown that you're seeing is from the frost that we got last December. So I need to come in and just give it a haircut and let it regrow. And then I have another, which one? I think this is Anna's Magic Ball. I can never remember what my little balls lining the driveway are. I think they're Anna's Magic Balls, and this one is just doing amazing. Moving on to this side of the driveway, this is what I like to call my barberry bed. Everything in here is just so low maintenance, still surviving. I do have my Anaba Shadar still planted here, doing well. I have an abelia tucked in here. Love the blooms on this. Like, look at the little sweet, dainty white blooms mixed with a touch of pink, and the bees have just been loving it, so I'm going to leave that one here. I do have a, I think this one, I can't remember the name of this one, but this is a barberry. Love the variegation on the outside edges. Like, look at that. That is just fall color right there. Love that. And then this is a soft touch holly that I transplanted from my backyard, doing well. This is another abelia, which I think I'm going to be removing this one, you guys. It is starting to grow out into the street. I knew it was going to get too big for this space. Initially, I was supposed to move it to the backyard a long time ago, you guys. So I will be doing an overhaul in this bed at some point. I have 2 barberries flanking this side, and then another one tucked in down here. This is another barberry, a variegated euonymus, and another barberry. So yeah. Barberry bed is looking well. I do need to come in and give everything a nice haircut, a fresh mulching for the season, and then behind that, look at my fountain grass, you guys. Love how this looks this time of year, and I planted these, oh, I think I planted them 4 years ago or 5 years ago. They were tiny. Okay, so I brought you in a little bit closer, but I did initially plant these to disguise the box. If you guys can see in there, there is a utility box here. Have no clue what it's for, but I did not plant a 4th one on the side in my neighbor's yard, just so that they can still have access to the box if they need to. But yeah, you guys, I just love the way these look. It's a really windy day today, but look how graceful and peaceful these grasses just move. I love the movement in the garden, so loving these. And then last but not least, I do still have my limelight tree on standard over here, which y'all, this is literally the 4th or 5th time that I've had to stake this year. It keeps uprooting every single storm that we get. So really considering about digging it up and moving it to the backyard. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just here loving its life. I do have a gutter that runs here. And the water runs like beside the tree over here in this really thick grassy area, but it stays really, really wet over in this area. So the hydrangea is loving all the water, but it just, I can't plant it any deeper because it's so shallow rooted, it would drown. So yeah, not quite sure what I'm going to do with this tree here, but enjoying it for now. Anywho, that is pretty much going to conclude my front garden tour for September. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of the color and the transformation of this bed over the months. I am just so in love with how full everything has gotten. I love this time of year. The temperatures are starting to cool down. Things are changing. So yeah, I'm just ready to decorate for fall. You guys, y'all know that is my favorite season. I am a fall baby. My birthday's in November. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for my decorate video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe for more, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.